Hey, sleepyhead, wedding day! Finally! You're about to marry Emily. Man, I'm so happy for you. Thanks, I guess, I muttered, trying to hide the nerves fluttering in my stomach. Don't guess it, own it. Today's your day. Then my phone vibrated again, a call from Emily. My chest tightened. Emily? I said, trying to sound cheerful. Hi. Her voice sounded strange. Hesitant. I frowned. Can we talk? Sure. Everything okay? My heart skipped. I can't do this. What do you mean you can't do this? I met someone else. He's a billionaire. I can't. I have to go with him. Her words hit me like a hammer. I felt my chest tighten, my hands shaking. You're leaving me for money? My voice cracked. It's not about money, she whispered, but I didn't believe her. I love him, and I can't marry you anymore. I sank onto the bed, gripping the phone like it could anchor me to reality. Emily, we planned this. My voice faltered. I trusted you. I'm sorry, she repeated, and the line went dead. I stared at the phone, the world blurred. My wedding day destroyed. Everything I imagined, the vows, the laughter, the future, I had nothing. Ryan's voice buzzed again. Dude, what happened? You sound like you got hit by a truck. She left me, I whispered. There was silence. Then Ryan said softly, Hey, breathe. I know it hurts. But you can get through this. I can't. I trusted her, Ryan. I gave her everything. You're stronger than this, he said firmly. Remember all the times you fought for your dreams? You can survive this too? Let's just take it one step. I sank lower into the bed. I don't know if I can. You can. You will, he insisted. I'll be there. You're not alone in this. I gritted my teeth. I thought today would be perfect. I never imagined she could betray me like this. Ryan's voice softened. I closed my eyes, trying to hold back the tears. My mind raced with memories of us together. Her laughter, her touch, every promise broken in an instant. I don't know if I'll ever forgive her, I murmured. You don't have to forgive yet, Ryan said, but you do have to live. And trust me, you're going to rise from this. I swallowed hard, gripping the sheets. I guess I'll try. There was a pause, then Ryan said, Good, step 1, breathe. Step 2, survive the day. Step 3, well, we'll deal with her later. I nodded, even though he couldn't see me. Yeah, later. And as I hung up, a storm of anger, heartbreak, and disbelief churned inside me. Today, my perfect day, had shattered. But somewhere deep down, a spark ignited, a promise that this betrayal wouldn't break me. I didn't eat that morning. I didn't sleep the night before. I just stared at the ceiling, replaying her words. I love him, I can't marry you anymore. Every memory of Emily, our laughter, our plans, the promises we made felt like shards stabbing through me. Ryan, I can't do this, I muttered when he called mid-morning. You're not doing anything, man. You're surviving. That's enough for now, he said gently. I can't just let her walk away like she meant nothing, I snapped, my voice tight. I gave her everything, Ryan, everything. I know, he said, and I know it hurts like hell. But right now, focus on yourself. You've got opportunities you've ignored because of her. I clenched my fists. Opportunities? What's the point? She doesn't even care about me anymore. She's with him now, showing off, flaunting some perfect life. Did you see her post last night? I saw it, Ryan said. And I get it, it's like a knife. But maybe you can use this? Turn this anger into power? You're smarter than this heartbreak. You know that. I ran a hand through my hair, pacing the room. Smarter, maybe. But it feels like my world's crumbled. I keep thinking about all the plans we had, the wedding, the trips, the apartment. She just erased it all. Life erases things sometimes, Ryan said calmly. But that doesn't mean it's over. You rebuild. You grow. You fight back in your own way, without letting her control your story. I sank into a chair, burying my face in my hands. I don't even know if I can face her, Ryan. I want to scream at her, beg her, maybe even punch him. Don't. None of that helps you. You've got to be smarter. She's not worth letting your anger destroy you. Not her. Not him. But it's not just anger, I whispered. It's betrayal. Everything I believed in gone. And part of me still loves her, Ryan. I know, he said, and that's normal. Just don't let that love become a trap. You have to choose yourself right now. Focus on what you can control: your life, your future, your mind. She's already made her choice. I exhaled slowly, my chest tight with emotion. Control, right? I keep replaying her smile, her laugh, the way she looked at me, and now it's gone. That's the heart of it, Ryan said. It hurts because you loved, and it'll hurt for a while. But eventually, you'll rise above this, and believe me, she regret underestimating you. I closed my eyes, gripping the arms of the chair. I don't know when, but someday, I'll make sure she knows what she lost. That's the spirit, Ryan said. But first focus on surviving today. Tomorrow, we plan your comeback. I nodded, feeling a spark of determination flicker through the heartbreak. Yeah, tomorrow, I'll survive today. And as I hung up, staring at the empty room, I realized something. I wasn't broken, not yet. Maybe never. And the fire inside me, it was just beginning to burn. I can't believe she did this, I muttered to Ryan, pacing my apartment. Everything I worked for, she threw it away like it was nothing. You didn't lose everything, Ryan said, frowning. Remember when you started your company? You built yourself up from nothing. You can survive this too. I guess, I said, but my voice lacked conviction. They don't know, nobody knows. I'm the CEO now. Big deals, big offices, big money, as she left me for a guy she thinks is untouchable. Ryan whistled softly. Now that's interesting. So she left a guy who's got everything, and she doesn't even know it. That could work in your favor. I smirked faintly. It's funny, isn't it? All this time I hid it. Nobody suspected. I wanted to surprise her. I wanted to live my life quietly, focused on growth, not show-off moments. And now maybe it's time I show her what she missed. Exactly, Ryan said, but be smart. Play it slow. Let karma do the work, don't make it look like revenge. Let her see your success naturally. I sank into the couch, gripping my phone. I spent years building this. Every sleepless night, every tough decision, and she left me like I was nothing. But maybe it's perfect timing. She thinks I'm down, weak, lost. Yeah, Ryan said. And she has no idea what's coming. I leaned back, letting a small smile creep across my face. She doesn't know the board meetings I run, the investments I control, the companies that rely on me. She doesn't know the power I have, but soon she see. Ryan chuckled. Careful, man. Don't let the fire of revenge consume you. Use it to fuel your growth, not your bitterness. I know, I said, running a hand through my hair. I'm not doing this to hurt her. Not exactly. I'm doing it for me to reclaim control over my life, my worth, my pride. Good. That's the mindset, Ryan said. Keep that fire, but keep your head. Smart moves win more than rage ever could. I looked around the apartment, at the quiet reminders of my solitary grind, the unopened awards, the neat files, the stacks of plans for the future, years of work hidden in silence. And now I'll show her what she lost. Not to humiliate her, but to remind myself I'm unstoppable. Ryan laughed softly. And when she sees it, don't be surprised if she regrets it. But that's not your goal. Your goal is yourself. Always yourself first. I nodded, feeling the weight in my chest shift from heartbreak to determination. Yeah, myself first. She left. I'll rise. That's all that matters. As I hung up, I felt something I hadn't felt in weeks. Focus. The anger and the pain were still there, simmering, but now they were fuel. And for the first time since she left, I felt ready not just to survive, but to dominate. I didn't expect to see her. Not here. The gala was buzzing with chatter, glasses clinking and the hum of polite laughter. And there she was, Emily, radiant in a silver dress, hair cascading perfectly over her shoulders. My stomach twisted, but I forced myself to stay calm. I muttered to myself, don't let her see you. Don't let her see you. Then she turned, catching my gaze for a fleeting second. Her smile faltered just slightly, like she sensed something, but she quickly recovered. Wow, look at you, she said to someone beside her, laughing. Everything's perfect tonight. Isn't it James? I noted the name, the billionaire. Of course, she's with him now. I slid closer, pretending to examine the art display. She looks exactly the same, I whispered to Ryan, who stood behind me. You okay, man? She laughed, twirling a wine glass, and I noticed the subtle cracks in her composure. She was dazzling, but not invincible. Emily's voice floated toward me again. I can't believe the turnout tonight. All these people, it's incredible. She smiled at her companion, completely unaware I was here, funding half of this event. I felt a surge of power, quiet, controlled. Ryan nudged me. She doesn't know you're behind all this. Make her see it in her own time. I nodded, leaning against the wall. I let her words reach me, her laughter echo in my ears. She thinks I'm nothing now, I muttered. She has no idea, none at all. She spoke again, her tone light, almost bragging. James, can you imagine? All this and I just met you. Isn't life amazing? I clenched my fists, gripping the wall for composure. Yeah, amazing for her, not for me, I whispered to Ryan. But that's fine. I'm patient. I don't need to rush. She'll see me eventually. Ryan smirked. Good. Keep her guessing. That's more powerful than confronting her head-on. I watched as she laughed with the guests, giving hints of confidence that didn't quite reach her eyes. I noticed the subtle way she scanned the room, perhaps for validation, perhaps for attention. Her mask was perfect, but the cracks were there. Do you ever regret things? I muttered quietly, I bet she does deep down. Maybe, Ryan said. But your job isn't to ruin her. It's to let her see the truth while you keep building yours. I exhaled, feeling a strange mix of longing and determination. I wanted closure, yes, but I also wanted her to realize her choice wasn't a victory. Not really. As she walked past me, brushing near my shoulder, I caught a whiff of her perfume, familiar, intoxicating. I forced a smile, casual, unreadable. She doesn't know who I am, I got. And that's exactly how it should be for now. The gala continued around us, glittering and superficial, but inside my mind was sharp, focused. Plotting the quiet revenge that wouldn't be cruel, but satisfying. Emily had her perfect night, but the game had only begun. I'm done waiting to be hurt, I said to Ryan as we sat in my office late at night. She thinks I'm broken. She thinks I've lost everything, but she has no idea what I'm capable of. Ryan leaned back, arms crossed. Good, let her see you succeed without her. That's the sharpest revenge. No theatrics, no confrontations. I've already started, I whispered, a small smile tugging at my lips. A few of her colleagues are reaching out to me, thinking I'm just some investor interested in their projects. They don't know I'm the one controlling the deals, the funds, the contracts. I can manipulate this without ever showing my hand. Ryan raised an eyebrow. Subtle, I like it. Let her see glimpses, hints, but never the full picture. She start questioning her choice without knowing why. Exactly, I said. Every post she makes, every success she boasts about, she thinks she's winning until she notices the cracks. And trust me, she will. I leaned back in my chair, staring at the city lights through the glass window. She deserves to know what she lost. But not out of spite. It's about reclaiming myself. Showing her that abandoning me didn't destroy me, it made me stronger. Ryan nodded. And the best part? You don't need to confront her directly. I've also started planting subtle hints about an investor in her industry, I continued. Nothing obvious, just whispers. That something significant is happening behind the scenes. She wonder, doubt, question, and she won't know where it's coming from. Clever, Ryan said, smiling. It's psychological. Make her think she's still ahead, but slowly. She realizes she's trailing behind. That's how karma works, quiet, inevitable, unavoidable. I ran a hand through my hair. I admit, part of me still feels the sting. Seeing her with him, the billionaire, the life she flaunts, it burns, Ryan, but it fuels me too. I want to rise, to dominate, not out of hate, but to prove I'm unbreakable. That's the right mindset, Ryan said. Let her arrogance make her blind to your growth. I used to imagine confrontation, shouting, begging for justice, but now I see the power in silence, in patience. She won't see it coming until it's too late. Ryan leaned forward. And while you're building all this, don't forget yourself. Your work, your vision, your strength. Revenge isn't just about her, it's about your transformation. I nodded, determination solidifying like steel in my chest. I'll focus on growth, Ryan. Success will speak louder than anger ever could. And every step I take, every victory I achieve, she'd be watching, unknowingly, realizing what she gave up. Perfect, Ryan said, grinning. And one day, she regret leaving you not just for losing you, but for underestimating who you really are. I leaned back, feeling the spark inside me grow into a steady flame. That's the plan, I whispered. I'll show her that I don't need her to thrive. And in that quiet office, surrounded by city lights and shadows, I felt a shift. Pain had turned into purpose, heartbreak into strategy. The seeds of revenge were planted not cruelly, but deliberately, with precision and patience. And for the first time since she left, I smiled not out of joy, but out of power. I saw him today, I muttered to Ryan, swirling my coffee absent-mindedly. Emily's new fiancé, the so-called billionaire. Let me guess, full of himself? Ryan smirked. I thought you said she left you for him. Arrogant doesn't even begin to cover it, I said, leaning back in my chair. He thinks he owns the world, and apparently she's his prize. But there's something off. I can see it in the way he treats people, the way he talks. Empty charm. Shallow power. Ryan chuckled. Sounds like the perfect contrast to you. And I bet she doesn't see it. She doesn't. I said, my voice tight with controlled anger. She only sees the glitter, the status. But arrogance has a way of showing cracks. I recounted the small incidents I had noticed at the gala, his condescending remarks to staff, his dismissive attitude toward her friends, the way he flaunted wealth rather than competence. He's confident, sure. But blind. And the worst part, she's blinded too. She trusts him completely. Ryan shook his head. Classic. I can't reveal myself just yet. Let him falter naturally. I'll nudge things. Create situations where his ego trips him up. A failed deal here, a public embarrassment there, subtle, almost invisible, but inevitable. You're basically the ghost in her new life, Ryan said, grinning, and I love it. I laughed softly. A ghost, I like that. Watching them from the shadows, letting their arrogance destroy itself. Emily doesn't realize it yet, but I'm already influencing the outcomes she depends on. Quietly, carefully. Every mistake he makes, every slight, every careless word, it adds up. And she'll start doubting him eventually, Ryan said. And when she does, it's just the beginning. The seed of doubt will grow, and your time to step in will come. Exactly, I said, my mind racing with possibilities. And the best part, I don't have to confront him directly. I'm not angry, I'm strategic. My anger is a tool, not a weapon. Ryan nodded. Smart. Keep her in the dark about your identity, and she noticed the change in the world around her. That's far more satisfying than shouting at her or him. I exhaled slowly. I admit part of me still aches. I turn it into focus. Every slight, every arrogance, every public mistake he makes, it fuels me, sharpens me. And don't forget, Ryan said, this is more than revenge. You're proving something to yourself. Growth, power, control, and she witnessed it all without even realizing you're the author of it. I ran a hand through my hair, letting the city lights outside reflect my thoughts. I've been silent for so long, building my empire quietly. Every move I make, every domino that falls, she feel it. I leaned back, letting a slow smile form. Control, yes. That's what matters. And as the billionaire stumbles in his arrogance, she finally see the truth. Pain and heartbreak had become strategy and patience. I've been thinking, I said to Ryan as we reviewed the latest reports in my office. I can't do this alone. The billionaire's arrogance is growing, and Emily's blind devotion is dangerous. I need allies, people who understand the stakes and can act discreetly. Ryan leaned back, folding his arms. You mean former colleagues? Friends who've helped you in the past? Exactly, I replied, but also new connections. People outside my usual circle, Anna, for instance. She has insight, perspective, she challenged my approach. I need someone to keep me grounded, to question my plans before I make mistakes. Ryan smirked. Anna, huh? The voice of reason. Smart move. Just make sure you're not distracted by her, okay? I won't be, I said firmly. She's not a distraction, she's a partner in strategy. I need her perspective. Revenge without clarity is dangerous. We spent the next hour mapping out who could help. Former colleagues who respected my authority. Friends from my network, even some of Ryan's contacts who owed him favors. The plan was subtle, small maneuvers that made the billionaire stumble publicly, hints of failures, whispers of missteps, all without revealing my hand. Every public slip will make her doubt him, I said, pacing. And every small success I engineer in her industry will show her I'm not the man she abandoned. Ryan nodded. You're playing the long game. I like it. But what about her friends, colleagues? Are they just observers, or will they be part of this subtle pressure? A little of both, I said. Some of them can be nudged, encouraged to make suggestions or voice concerns, just enough to sow quiet doubt. She think it's coincidence, but it won't be... an Anna? Ryan asked. She's different, I said. She doesn't want revenge. She believes in growth, in self-improvement. She challenged me when I get too focused on hurting them instead of building myself. Her advice will keep me balanced, and I trust it. Ryan laughed softly. Sounds like you're assembling a silent army, stealth, precision, psychology, and you're still calm while it all unfolds. That's the point, I said. I don't want chaos. I want control. Every move calculated, every domino set in motion quietly. Emily will see my success, my power, and he will crumble under his arrogance. And I'll remain untouchable, unseen but omnipresent. We reviewed the first traps, minor embarrassments for the billionaire. Subtle hints of investor interest, whispered doubts in Emily's circles. She noticed the patterns, I said. And when she does, I want her to feel that slow, creeping realization. That feeling of missed opportunity. Ryan shook his head, grinning. I love it. Silent, strategic, psychological, and you're still in full control. That's masterful. I leaned back, feeling a strange sense of calm. It's strange, isn't it? I once wanted confrontation, shouting, anger, but now, every subtle move carries more weight than any outburst ever could. This is revenge, yes, but precise, intelligent, deliberate. And Emily? Ryan asked softly. She'll watch. And she learn, I said, my eyes narrowing with quiet determination. But I won't let hatred guide me. I'll let the outcome speak for itself. And while the billionaire stumbles, I'll remain untouchable, building my own empire quietly. That's true power. Ryan clapped me on the shoulder. Then let's get to work. All eyes in place, strategy ready. Your time is coming silently, perfectly. I nodded, feeling the weight of purpose settle over me. Pain and betrayal had transformed into focus and strength. And in that quiet office, with trusted allies assembled and plans in motion, I realized the game had changed. I was no longer reacting, I was in control. I think she's starting to notice, I whispered to Ryan as we observed from a distance. Emily's eyes darted nervously across the room during the networking event, her smile tight, too precise. The billionaire stood beside her, talking loudly, but she wasn't fully listening. Ryan raised an eyebrow. Really? Already? That fast? Yes, I said, my voice low. A few minor mishaps in her projects, subtle delays, miscommunications, and she's sensing it. She doesn't know I'm involved, but she's picking up on the inconsistencies. She's smart, Ryan said. But pride always blinds people. Should question him before she questions you, I nodded. Exactly. And today, she even confided in me without realizing who I really am. She asked my opinion on a potential investor. Completely unaware that I'm the CEO pulling the strings behind the scenes. Classic, Ryan chuckled. You're invisible and influential. That's the perfect combination, I exhaled, letting a smile form. Its strange part of me still aches seeing her trusting him. Laughing at his jokes, basking in his ego, but I can't let that stop me. I have to stay calm, let the situation unfold. Ryan leaned closer. And Anna? She's guiding you still, right? She's invaluable, I admitted. She keeps me focused on strategy, not emotion. Without her, I might act recklessly. She reminds me that revenge is secondary, growth is primary. But seeing Emily struggle, even subtly, is satisfying in its own quiet way. I watched as she frowned at her phone, clearly noticing something amiss in her social circle or business dealings. Did you see that? I said, pointing subtly, her brow that micro-expression. She senses something is off, but she doesn't know what. Ryan nodded. Good. That's exactly what we want. Let her doubts grow naturally. No confrontation, just tension. She's still brilliant, I muttered. Even now, she's analyzing, questioning, trying to control the chaos she doesn't fully understand. I can't help but admire her intelligence, even as I plan her quiet lessons. And that admiration doesn't interfere? Ryan asked. I shook my head. No, it's part of the balance. I acknowledge her skills, but I won't let them blind me. I stay in control. I guide outcomes, I manipulate subtly, and I remain unseen. She doesn't know she's learning from me. I leaned back, observing her again. Every misstep he makes, every arrogance he displays, she notices. Slowly doubts creep in. And I stay calm, invisible, patient. My heartbreak doesn't control me, my strategy does. Ryan smiled. Every reaction calculated. She's unknowingly in your hands, and you're untouchable. Exactly, I said. And the closer she comes to discovering the truth, the more powerful the realization will be. Karma doesn't need my hand to strike directly. It works through subtlety, observation, and inevitability. I just ensure the dominoes fall in the right order. I caught her glance briefly in my direction. Her eyes narrowed, a spark of curiosity, perhaps suspicion. The timing will be perfect. And when she finally realizes, it will be undeniable. She has to see it now, I muttered to Ryan as we waited outside the exclusive event. She has to realize who I am. Ryan nodded. Careful. Shock is good, but control is better. Don't let emotion ruin the moment. I took a deep breath and stepped inside, scanning the crowd. There she was, Emily, glowing, unaware, laughing beside him. The billionaire's arrogance was on full display, boasting loudly about a failed project he'd somehow turned into a supposed success. I clenched my fists, staying calm, letting the tension build. Suddenly she spotted me. Her smile faltered. "You're here, but how?" she stammered, confusion washing over her face. "I suppose you didn't expect to see me," I said, voice calm but firm. "Not here. Not like this. I guess you assumed I was gone. Broken. Invisible." Her eyes widened. I don't understand I interrupted softly. "I'm the CEO behind the deals. The investments, the projects you've been relying on. The one you left thinking I had nothing." She froze. "No, that's impossible." You can't." I shook my head slowly. "It's real. And I've been silent while you trusted him, while he flaunted arrogance you didn't question. But now the truth is undeniable." Her lips trembled. I thought I made the right choice." "You made the choice that hurt me most," I said quietly. "But I'm not here for vengeance. I'm here to show you the man you abandoned is not the man you think you knew." The billionaire, sensing tension, stepped forward. "Who is this? What's going on?" His voice carried arrogance, but beneath it I saw doubt flicker. I smiled faintly. "He's exactly what he appears to be. Arrogant, shallow, and completely unaware of the reality around him." Emily looked between us, confusion and fear mixing in her gaze. It can't be true." "It is," I said, voice steady. "And everything you've trusted him with. You've questioned nothing. Now you'll see the cracks. Not because I say so, but because life reveals them." She swallowed, a flicker of regret passing through her eyes. I didn't know, I didn't realize." I held her gaze. "You didn't know, but I did. I built a life in silence, rising while you were blinded by glitter. And now you see me. Calm, collected, unshaken. That's the man you left behind." The billionaire's face flushed. "You're lying." "You can't." I cut him off gently, but with quiet authority. "Watch closely. Observe the outcomes, the subtle mistakes you've overlooked. You'll crumble because of arrogance, not because of anger. And Emily, you'll understand what you abandoned, slowly, inevitably." She took a step back, her composure shaking. I can't believe it." I smiled faintly, but there was no triumph in it, just clarity. "Believe it, and take this as your lesson. Not cruelty, not revenge, just reality. I didn't need to confront him directly, he did that to himself. And you will feel the consequences of your choices, as will he." Ryan gave me a subtle nod from behind. Everything we planned, the traps, the subtle manipulations, the quiet guidance had led to this moment. Emily's shock, the billionaire's faltering confidence. It was all unfolding naturally, perfectly. I turned slightly, letting the weight of my calm control settle over the room. "This is the turning point," I whispered to myself. "Not just for her, not just for him, but for me. I am no longer the man who waits for betrayal. I am the man who controls the outcome." And as she stared, uncomprehending, and he faltered under the subtle exposure of his flaws, I felt the shift in power solidify. The heartbreak was still there, lingering, but it was tempered with strength, strategy, and clarity. I had turned betrayal into dominance, silently, masterfully, without losing myself. "I can't believe how quickly it's unraveling," I murmured to Ryan, watching the newsfeed update in real time. The billionaire's latest deal had collapsed spectacularly, leaving him exposed and embarrassed. Emily, seated beside him at a gala, was trying to mask her panic, but her eyes betrayed her. Ryan chuckled. "Looks like karma isn't in a hurry, it's just patient. And precise." I nodded, feeling a quiet satisfaction that had nothing to do with cruelty. Exactly. I didn't need to act directly. He's doing the work for me. Every arrogance, every careless decision, every ego-driven move is collapsing under its own weight. Emily's friends were whispering, noticing the subtle cracks in his confidence. I could see her trying to stay composed. But I also saw the realization dawning: the life she thought she had built on certainty was fragile, built on illusions. She leaned closer to me at one point, completely unaware of my true identity. I can't believe this is happening," she whispered. "He always seemed so confident, but now everything is falling apart." I smiled faintly. Confidence can hide a lot, but not everything. And arrogance always finds a way to betray itself. Her lips quivered, and she looked down, realizing for the first time that the man she abandoned wasn't weak or broken. I remained calm, letting her panic unfold without interference. Ryan nudged me gently. It's beautiful watching them unravel naturally. No anger, no confrontation, just life correcting itself. Exactly, I said, my voice steady. I don't need revenge to be satisfying. I don't need confrontation to feel closure. Seeing them face the consequences of their choices, that's enough. The billionaire's fall exposes his flaws, and Emily, she can't ignore the truth any longer. I noticed her glance at me, searching, trying to understand why things were shifting so dramatically. You're calm, she said softly. I don't understand. Why aren't you reacting? I've moved past anger, I replied. I've built myself quietly while you were blind. Watching you navigate the consequences is enough. I don't need to hurt anyone. Life does that better than I ever could. Ryan leaned back, sipping his drink. The best part? She's finally questioning herself. That doubt, that panic, it's all silent, inevitable, and most of all, irreversible. Emily's voice shook slightly. I didn't realize I didn't see how much I lost. You didn't, I said softly, letting the weight of truth sink in. But now you're seeing it. Slowly. And that realization, it's more powerful than any confrontation I could have staged. Her hands trembled, and she looked toward the billionaire, whose arrogance was now crumbling in public view. I trusted him. I was wrong. She admitted quietly, almost to herself. I said nothing, only observed, letting her process the consequences of her choices. Ryan smiled knowingly. Patience, strategy, control, all of it led to this. You didn't rush, you didn't act out of anger, and it's perfect. I nodded, feeling a sense of calm satisfaction. It's not about making her suffer, it's about proving that growth, strength, and patience speak louder than anger or revenge. I'm stronger, unshaken, and in control. And that's the quietest, most complete form of justice. Emily's expression softened, tinged with regret. I should have never left you, she whispered. I didn't understand. It's too late, I said gently, not cruelly. The lesson is yours to learn, and the consequences are real. But I won't ruin myself to teach it. I simply let life unfold, and it revealed the truth. Watching her finally absorb the reality of her choices, I felt the shift settle fully within me. Pain had become clarity, heartbreak had become strategy, and betrayal had transformed into wisdom. Karma's hand had moved quietly, deliberately, and I had allowed it to do its work perfectly.